and institutionalized management information system. I shortened it to adopting the OSI security model in developing an institutional MIS. Keywords from that topic would consider the OSI, which stands for Open Systems Interconnection. What we mean by MIS. My interest actually was on developing an institutional MIS until an event that occurred recently. I started using a new laptop, and I got a call from people who claimed to be from Microsoft Service Center, and they began telling me things. I, of course, got a antivirus on the system when I purchased the system, but they called and were telling me things that were in my system, and before then I used to think, or people made me think, I thought I knew so much about security, computers and all that, but I was hit that day, and I decided to look at the standards that define what our security systems are, what they say regarding computer security, computer resources, and all that. And my claim is, despite the efforts made by the stakeholders in the information system industry on security issues regarding developing an institutional MIS, more can be done. And I came to the realization that the standards don't keep us from these people out there, the hackers, the people who steal information. They don't just. My questions are, who defines the security model? Why the adoption of the OSI security model in the first place? Since we have, the system is porous enough for any person to just get in there and have whatever he wants. So the standards, how effective are they? That why are we still having that? Why isn't there some robust specification or definition of what we should call security? And then, is the OSI security model meeting security needs of its users? These are questions I intend to look at. Whose responsibility is it for resource security? How did it all begin? The OSI model started when different users, people in the information system world, decided that, hey, let's come up with something that will give us a pattern on how we can develop, how we can create computers and all that. And in the 1970s, two projects began in pursuit of this goal, championed by the ISO International Standards Organization and CCITT. It's actually a French acronym. The English version is International Telegraph and Telephone Consultative Committee. Both units came up with documents each, and in 1983, these documents were merged together, and that gave birth to what we have as the OSI, the Open Systems Interconnection. Now, this is what they decided upon. We're going to have 7 layers, and we're going to embed security issues within these 7 layers. And I don't know, does anyone know something about this?
Yeah, that's the why the slide.
Oh, okay. Thank God we do. Now, it's complicated because if we really go back to if I have to explain all of this, I'll keep us more than 20 days here, but I don't intend to do that. So, I picked this definition: a system to convert data from internal and external sources, refine this data and provide information for communication in an appropriate form to managers at all levels, the strategic, at all levels, in all functions, to enable them to make timely and effective decisions for planning, directing, controlling the activities for which they're responsible. In other words, the MIS provides timely information that are used for decision making. The goals of the MIS should cover providing an objective system for recording and aggregating information, linking it to supporting and enhancing the overall decision-making process, and then deliver complex materials throughout the institution, producing reports and summaries, enhancing communication among employees, support the organization's strategic goals and directions, and then reducing expenses related to labor-intensive manual activities. I gave an example then. Now, the OSI is championed by what we now have as the NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology. The FIPS, they've come up with documentation ranging to about 1,000. Now, the series that covers the OSI is the 800X. That is from 800 down to 900. All these cover, hold on the OSI, from development to maintenance, be it whatsoever, securities, covers everything on the OSI. If we really look at it, that's supposed to cover everything and not give room to these guys out there, the hackers, but they still are able to make their way through. So I will just run over what they provide. The NIST standard FIPS 199 has this to offer, the three, what we call the CIA tribe, standing for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. I'm going to send us an email of all this and much more of this, so I wouldn't keep us in class too long. There are two dimensions to both the confidentiality and integrity, and then we just have we have the I missed the third one. Anyway, this chart here kind of gives us an idea of what security in the MIS should be. The owners have assets which they value. Now, they also are aware that there are threat agents who are ready to carry out, to access, to abuse or damage their assets. Now, owners want to put up measures to mitigate against the vulnerabilities they have, which will lead to their loss of assets. It all works around the owners working against what the threat agents have. And for sure, this is all they've been trying to achieve for this decade. These are definitions of the terminologies used in that chart. I'm going to send that over. I'm going to go over what has been and what we still have. The chart describes efforts. This is actually called in from, I pulled it out from the CIA, a work done by the CIA, Criminal Investigation Agency. Now, the intruder or the threat agents over the years have grown in their knowledge of how to get access to people's resources. Now, over the time, there've been growth also in measures to keep them from hijacking and gaining unauthorized access to people's resources. And if we follow the trend, we would see that the intruder's knowledge heightens when it goes down to that part, and the sophistication of the securities put in place, I'm sorry to say, it's nothing compared to what the intruders have. So we have a lot of work to do in this regard. I mean, if we talk about MIS students, we should, when people should look up to us as having solutions to such problems. Now, over the years as well, we have had over $16 million being lost to these people out there who would not go through the normal routine to get things, but would hack into systems to steal information. And the chart is there also for us to go through. I'll leave that information as well. Having considered all that, we may want to ask the question, whose responsibility is it for security? You know, sometimes we say there are standards, we have antivirus, we have access control measures and all that. But we really need to ask ourselves whose responsibility it is for security. These guys are all claiming they are responsible for that. I don't know whose responsibility is it in class for your security of your assets. Mr. Chase, who is responsible for your security?
I think like the picture shows, we all are accountable, or we all should be accountable.
Okay.
If I leave my cell phone unattended, then I should be accountable.
Okay. Prior to the influx of information on MIS, the business world, the computer science was, I mean, there was a gap, not too obvious, but then there was a divide between these two worlds. But we've come to realize that this is where we stood then. Right now, this is where we stand. We stand in between the computer science world and the business world, and we link both ends together. I pulled these up from our site, of course.
We know.
And if we look closely at the College of Business of Administration mission and goals, the goals for students says student is able to apply effective communication skills in a professional environment. The next one says student demonstrates ability to analyze and solve problems in an organizational setting. People will look up to us as MIS professionals after now. So it's not someone else's duty to know what's happening with information resources. It is our responsibility. Yeah. But if you look closely, you will see it's actually something you could eat. And, so it's a big deal for us out there. We need to study more on what's happening. We need to really be brave and tackle this issue. Let's not be like these dogs who think it's something we can push over. Let's leave it till tomorrow. Say, don't worry, bro. We'll get them next time. Perhaps there won't be next time. Okay. This is our role. We have to put effective control measures in place so that the security, we've seen what the OSI model has. I mean, those guys have grown beyond that. they've gone beyond